Hey, welcome back. This here is the little plug of the day, or for the way, I should say. But don't forget, you can save 15% off at Link. That's LINQ. And yes, you do have a link code, which is by the way, at checkout. And definitely, this is one thing that'll help you creators and businessmen and women of all just plug and connect the things that is right for you. Link has they have badges, they have stretch rubber bands, they have little tags that you can put on the back of your phone or wherever whatever you travel with, and they also have like actual digital business cards as well. So definitely by any means necessary, you got to get you a link, and hopefully it could definitely help plug the things that you need to plug. You know what I mean? So again, that's by the way at checkout, and save your 15%. Now, for those that would like to support the show, donate. It is more than appreciated, and I am so gracious for that you have no idea. If you would like to do so, you can definitely donate via PayPal at Wickush. That's WICKUSH. Again, if you would like to donate, support the show, we here, by the way, appreciate you. Real talk, real talk. And you can definitely do so via PayPal at Wickush, WICKUSH. Thank you. Let's get back to the show. Da-na-na-na-na. Da-na-dun, da-na-na-na-na. Da-na-dun, da-na-na-na-na. Da-na-dun, da-na-na-na-na. Da-na-dun, da-na-na-na-na. Da-na-dun, da-na-na-na-na. Dun-dun-dun, 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 wow. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, thank you. Welcome back, welcome back. This here is that by the way podcast. You know, what's so beautiful? I don't have to apologize for my assistant. Apparently, what happened was supposed to happen. So let's continue scribbling in the book of existence. Scribble, scribble, scribble. Huh. But again, This is that by the way podcast. Welcome back. Shout out to my ear hustlers. Definitely shout out to everybody out there. I hope a lot of you all are okay. Well, give me a second. Give me a second. Give me a second. I felt a discomfort in me. I was like, what was that? I like the flow here, you know. Any abrasive vibes, I try to, be aware of. But definitely, it is a little chilly in here, so that's also another thing. But nah, welcome. Shout out to my air hustlers. I know there's a lot of living going on out there, and I only hope and look forward to you all being able to make it to the next rendezvous. It's not just about the show or the pod, nothing like that. Of course, I want you to be able to be there for all of your days. I do understand how life is. Life is very lifelike. And you can have all the dreams and expectations that you perceive that you want, but things can go completely other ways. And I think that it's important to cherish the now. I think I'm not trying to be redundant. I just see the power of it. And it's ironic that the last episode was called The Power of Now. But it's a continuation, a growth, and an expansion of the shell of the conversation. There's always something powerful about now. Like, now we're here. Now we're doing this. Now we're back yet once again, right? Now let's think about these agains. We've had many agains. So many agains. But see, the thing is, there's different versions of you and those different agains. And the version of you right now is a version of you that has an again that has had multiple agains, or the agains that led up to whatever that you are right now. But in your further existence, I guess, of linear living, you'll look at this again as again from so many before. What I'm saying is, sometimes agains are looked at as not being cherished, or whatever the case may be. But sometimes agains can be looked at a way where you have another chance, another opportunity. Now, there's different types of agains. There's agains that happen that we're actually talking about. And then there's also like cycled, repetitive agains. I'm not talking about those. You got to break through, whatever that may be. I hope I didn't lose you. But anyway, again, this here is that by the way podcast. Shout out to new listeners. I'm not gonna spend too much time on introducing you all, to be honest with you. No offense by any means. We're here now. I want to get into it. I want to get into us. I don't want to get into just what it is. You know, I think I myself, I don't like talking about the talking about, you know. So going in is going in. But welcome, welcome, welcome. Enjoy yourself. I would say, just briefly. Listen up. Let's get it. How we gonna start today? Should I talk about what I experienced? Or should I unravel my mind with a rap? Okay. Think about rapping without a beat. Is that flow wise? I could get a little iffy. But I was thinking I don't have to necessarily rap. I could give a poem. I don't have to give a poem. I could give a rap poem talk. Anyway, here we go. It's funny how it's something so crazy and powerful about the essence of now. My seconds around are pressured by how I blow air out of my lungs and in my mouth I make a howl. I feel things that don't stop me are seen but not sloppily taken for truth. All I have to do is relax in my mind and I'll bake up some soothe and make up some use. So many different variations of the break-ins of Jews. Don't be saying words that highlight. Know what you mean and know that I'm right. Or shut the fuck up. Or fuck the shut. I don't know. I just know what I don't. Fill us in, fill us in. They all in their books talking about turn to Philippians. Some flip their lips and some sip and most give a sin, but it's how it's seen, but it's not seen within. I mean, within is the inner eye. Grinding so long that now you're a thinner guy. I see it. The skin, the flows. What's anemic? People talk about cold bloods, need a hug. Warm blood, hot blood, now you need a plug to a tap, a source connection. That's what's up. You know, the power. you lack when you low. Need to recharge and flow. Need to rebark on some soap. Chop down bubble oil. Subtles destroy you. Huddle benoin too, but it's okay. Don't be belittled by you. Don't be belittled by truth. See what you did in the past, even though you don't look on it. Steady doubting what you do when you know you should be not took by it. Look you more than what you know, but you never see you. Sometimes the most electrifying man and Pikachu will be beneath you. Not in sports entertainment. We don't force, I don't make it. If I don't force, I don't make it. But if I force, I'm adjacent to the things that I was trying to say that I was. But ain't no things, ain't no talking. I actually don't like this rap. These talks, these podcasts, I actually like to not lack physical things, but action is, I feel like I'm in a bubble where I'm taxed up in, but it's okay. I relax up in because it soothes me, protects me. There's no Uzi, but it lectures me and it improves me. So therefore, I'm like intellectually, I'm oozing out telling you what messes me, but not contusions. I don't want to think hard no more, but I understand there's more than a scar and a score. There was a chocolate woman in a bath with a baby and some laughs that was non-existent, but fear was the thing that was persistent. Held her just like the warmth of the water in the tub. Naked body getting cleansed, but what else could you not rub off? It was electric, like a clothing line. I mean, you know, it covered her, you know, her soul and spine. But me too. What do you mean? I mean, you need to clean you. Sometimes I think that we are what we need to get rid of. The things that we bathed in, the waters we enslaved in, you need to get with us. I mean, where is the us? Some say one day I need to have like not an assumption. I feel like low key, I'm one thing, but it's okay because me, I'm something. Who would know that I was above it? So I didn't plug into your moment. No, I just moved on cause I know it's beneath me because my input showing. I got plugs out like I am aroma, but only plug I see is the woman. But if you plug up, what do you download? I feel like my upload was house low. Yeah. I'm feeling me back now, but I don't want to say it. I got this buzz up in my head, how I relay it. I got some things now, no longer can I spray it. I gotta calm down, so therefore my reception layers. It layers with me now, saying what I need to. I don't need nothing, I just need me to seize who. And if I make change, then maybe I'll make people. But if I don't, then
I'll make people. I'm talking about children. You know you need to seize who. I'm talking about will them. I know you need to please who. I'm talking about OMG. They look like you though. I'm talking like old them and all the people that move slow. Or maybe the crack fast. You know you cracking skin when it's cold in Chicago. The wind is always blistering. You always be thinking, but okay, it's your sister. You always be thinking your brother wasn't with him. Sometimes I'm kingly. I think it like I missed him. I'm watch all you niggas, just like you niggas Simpsons. I just be thinking, oh boy, you so relentless. I'm talking to me like, boy, you gonna get with it. I am disconnected from all of y'all thoughts. Y'all desires bring fires to my faults. So I stay away, cause low key. I am like Hilux and I will blow me. These niggas don't know it, but I am like nicely. Like slicing the piece of the pie when I see me. It's like 3D. And then I be writing my eyes. They like see me. Then they delight me. It's like, I got this moment. I hold it, you know. I got like I flow aroma, the warm in her throat. I mean, I hold that just like opportunity shows. I mean, you got to hold on because it's like, oh, why do you breathe here? It's probably because God made it. I think about you creatures, but fuck it, I'm elated. When I think I'm like you, but DNA must be dumb. I must be disconnected, or maybe I'm just wrong. I think about me now, because I can feel it all. I feel me behind these eyes, there's no wall. No longer now, baby, I'm involved. I am connected, and you can't take my balls. And my word, everybody like, ain't nobody like everybody. Don't focus on everybody. That's what mama say. Every black man in this bitch like, OMG, this my mama laid. I just gotta lay it down, cover like all I say. Everybody see procedures. I just see another reason to not be him or be her. I just beam him. Me being him, I'm him. I'm just saying there's a procedure. When I go up, there's another meter. Another meter. I'm elated, elevated. Talking about there's a spaceship. I'm just saying like, hey bitch, you don't know how there's no Caesar. Ain't cutting no hair, and this my connection. My antennas won't be. Let me bring it back. Like a little art mind stimulation massage. I think raps and minds and thoughts have to be used properly at certain times, you know? But anyway, so there's this thing that's happening right now. And it doesn't happen often, but it does happen. And it can be ignited. And I found out about it. I noticed it when it was already on, but I didn't notice it. So, what I'm telling you is this. I am fire. I am fire. I am water, but I am fire. I'm going to stay there. I don't want to say too much, but I am fire. Now, when I say I am fire, I'll show you what I mean when I say I am fire. When I stand, I am fire. When I look at you, I am fire. When I listen to you, I am fire. When I relax, I am fire. When I work out, when I create, when I frustrate, when I soothe, when I heal, when I cleanse, when I detox, when I explode, I am fire. When I talk, when I express, when I eject, when I think, I am fire. I am fire. So, also realize that this fire isn't just a normal fire. You have to see this fire differently. And I will say, I'm not the only one with a certain type of fire. There are definitely rare and special fires out there as well. But I'm talking about my fire in a correlation to life. And I'll get there. There's a reason why I'm saying all this. So, it took me a long time to realize that I am fire. And to be honest, I've been burning for a long time. I've been like a burning bush without even knowing that it was burning. It's because the fire didn't hurt me, because I am the fire. But see, the thing is, I realized something about the fire. The fire can't hurt me. But the fire can hurt and damage those around me. But I also said something earlier when I said you can't look at this fire as just as some type of fire. You have to look at it a certain way. And this fire here is an electrical, colorful fire. A fire of many colors. A fire mainly purple with electricity. But a fire. I realized that you can burn through conversation. You can burn through presence. You can burn that comes out through intimidation. You can burn that comes out as passion. And there's also something called interpretation, which means everybody can interpret what it is that you give off differently, which means it doesn't necessarily mean it's received at the same frequency it's emitted from. Sometimes it is, and those are the times when vibe traps are created. Those are weird times when you become friends with people and you all forget to even ask, what's your name? It's like you just walk up, something happens, and people vibe out to a point where you're exchanging thoughts, ideas, all this other stuff, and you don't even know this person's name, which is okay. I think, to be honest, what is a name? Does that necessarily mean you know a person? It just really means it's an identifier. It's not really a real thing. You either know somebody's, I was going to say face, but somebody could be deranged or, not deranged, defaced. Sorry about that, not deranged. But definitely somebody's energy. Somebody, you can also lose your voice, so it's different things. So I definitely understand. But anyway, But what I'm saying is, sometimes as a person, this is why certain people are different, I believe. And yeah, I just believe there's a fire about certain people that people don't even realize about themselves. That has a way of clearing out spaces for them to move in the light that they're in, but also has the ability to make some of that clearing painful. And I don't think there's anything wrong with burning brightly, with shining brightly. I think there is something wrong with how you use your light. But I will say this. When you are of what you are from, you're being pulled to it. And when it's supposed to be and everything is what it is, you have nothing to worry about anyway. You just go. And in so many ways, that's where the power of now comes into play. And in so many ways, this is the time to, I can't say, it just already is. So, back to what I was saying about something that doesn't happen too often but can, is that there's power in realizing yourself. I think a lot of people, I'm not going to talk about a lot of people, I'm going to say a few good people. And there's nothing wrong with keeping your head forward, because for a while I've been talking about forward motion, forward movement. But I do want to mention this though. There should be a balance. There should be an understanding of now, of where you're living in now, which creates your forward motion, which isn't something you have to worry about because you're the ball point on the pen. But also understanding what you lived in your past as well. Understanding, not looking back at it. The reason I say that is because as a person that focuses on the now and gives their best in the nowness and has been doing so and continues to do so, they don't usually look back and look at how well they treated or how well they were to a situation or a moment in their past, and how they continuously kept being just that. But yet, when they're in the now, they stutter step, they this and they that, and they're not giving their fullness, rather than knowing what the fuck they can do and knowing who they are. I think that's the ultimate thing about all this. So, yeah. Again, this is that by the way, podcast. You know, it's been a while since I did a smoke review. I'm smoking on some slime cookies. I'll let you all know maybe later on today. I'll let you all know. But yeah, again, this here is that by the way podcast. And I like to keep it free. You already know. You already know. So, I noticed, I want to give you all, well, first of all, I noticed something which makes me know that I want to thank you all heavily, deeply, because we've been growing. We've definitely been growing. And I can't do anything but thank you all, to be honest with you. Wow, 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 wow. So numbers have been like, yeah, I've been outdoing myself consistently, and it happened in, about maybe it happened a number of pods ago. I didn't know if it was real or not, but apparently it is, and I didn't want to talk about it or jinx anything, but I'm not gonna lie. I'm um, I'm thankful and I'm proud of you all. To be honest with you, I'm like, you all fuck with me, Joe. Like, y'all care. Like, what more can I ask for? You know, and I think you all. Not I think you. I know. Fuck. I think. Fuck thinking, man. I'm not saying that word no more. If I do, let me know. If oh, by the way, don't forget. Hit me up. Say whatever you all want. You all can always contact anybody out there trying to get something going. Don't forget. By the way, podcast at gmail.com. I know I haven't plugged that in a while, but I'm gonna continue to do so. Yeah. But more importantly, I want to thank you all because people have been listening to me. People have been messing with me, and it's because of you all. I mean, I do my thing as far as my promotion everywhere I go. But I'm not trying to give myself the credit. I give it to you all because I'm sure you sent me to some people and they've tuned in. And just like that, I'm going to do my part because shit, y'all name on the line. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you like so and so sent me to you. I'm not going yeah, I'm not gonna waste or be a detriment on purpose. At least, like, if I am, by all means, I hope any detriment I am you can learn from, so therefore it could be transformed into a benefit. But no, definitely, I thank you all. Again, I love you all, as you should know. Mr. Bush is just thankful. You know, I just want to give you all the truth, give you all the game. I want you all refreshed. I don't want you stressing yourself out. And to be honest with you, I came down to the reality that I've existed or I may have lived before. And if some of you all knew that about yourselves, you wouldn't waste time not being yourselves. You only have power for being you, because being you is aligning with the frequency inside of you that gives you the most powerful thoughts, movements, and abilities of what it is that you can do. But you can't do that if you're not aligned in your frequency. Your frequency is your frequency. Your frequency isn't what you see that you yearn to be, that somebody else's perception of a frequency that you think they have, or whatever the fuck the case may be. Not cussing at you, just saying. But yeah. I want to tell you all some. I want to give you all like some homework. Like, I know people don't like homework, but yeah, I'm gonna give you I literally have about 6 hours of homework for you all. I know that sounds like a lot, but it's really not. You just need to do this homework by the next time we do our next pod. Then that way you can. But basically, I just need you all to be nicer to each other. I need you all to be nicer to yourselves. More importantly, we're animals. We may be programmed, we may be docile, we may be civilized, but at the end of the day, we make choices. We're intellectual beings, but at the end of the day, we have animalistic urges, hunger, appetites of various desires. We have needs of various desires, and certain things that just keep the human person healthy, even on the socializing level. So I'll say this. I was about to say something initially, but before I say that initially, I'm gonna inverse it and say something on whatever, because it's not on or always on the thing I was gonna say initially. So I'm gonna say this inverted. Man, man. I'm gonna say this. I think, or I know, that our focus in our lives should be more so on having a science of our existence and building of our own creations. With the camaraderie, but that only comes through basically people being satiated through resources. You can't ask people to do such and such when they're hungry and their children are unfed. So I think that actually, I'm gonna spend the time, my man. I do have something to say. I believe men have to step up. I believe men have to take more responsibility, but honestly, not even responsibility. I'll say this. I'll say men should take more ownership of their seed and their lineage and their dynasty. The reason I say that is because it's not a woman's responsibility to ensure the survival of your child. It's a man's responsibility to ensure the safety and the survival of his child, the safety of their body, the safety of their mind, and the safety of their emotions. Men, in my opinion, we need more ownership of our lineage, and that comes from understanding that that is your lineage, that is your child, that is yours, that is you. You are a immortal being with an eternal fire within you, but you genetically know that that fire will go out. But with the cosmic fire within you, you have the ability to reignite your exact flame with the exact frequency of you that will live on and burn past your light, and has the ability to relight itself again and pass on, that it'll pass on even without it, even from it, which, by the way, you yourself are light that has been passed on more than 100,000 times. That's what generations are, a passed on light. So I believe that in this society, in this country, in this world, men have been stripped and broken down. Well, men have been broken down, then stripped. Because the animalistic man understands or values nothing other than his seed. He's willing to murder or kill the mother of, I'm not saying this is the case, but I'm saying to keep his children alive and to survive. He cares more than the actual mother will. Like, there's actual chances of women turning on their children if they choose to be with other men in the case. But the man most likely, well, I ain't gonna say most likely, because anybody can make any choice that they want. But what I'm saying is, as far as his dynasty, as far as what he's creating, what it is, that's his child. Like, as a man, our sperm is a frequency of us that has hundreds of millions of variations of who we are in every single one. And you take one of those variations that makes it to an egg. Now, the egg is a woman has the ability to build a body. Women build bodies. It's a simple fact. And that is exactly what an egg is. A sperm goes directly in the center of an egg. And from there, the sperm stays exactly where the sperm is, and it grows outward, and it curls within the egg. And from there, it forms into the embryo and it starts to split. But the outer layer is the egg that has blood vessels that fuse and exchange DNA with the sperm that's curled up inside of it. So therefore, the father who has a sperm can shoot DNA messages into the egg, letting the egg know, oh, you need to work with this strand of blah blah blah, which is a deep voice. Oh, his feet should be this way, or her breast should be this way, or blah blah blah. And those features are taken by the woman and inscribed in her computer codex of whatever her genetics, and she creates almost like a cosmic 3D printer of I'm not gonna say a replica, a version of the DNA that she's worked with, but it's also working from the DNA of her that she's putting it into. So she's putting the DNA, she's working with the DNA he's giving her, and she's finding a way to input and inscribe it into her DNA for what fits best, ultimately creating said person. Now, when you talk about men's attraction to women, men look at women in ways where we care about our seed so much that we want our seed to be smart. We want our seed to be strong. We want our seed to be able to survive. So when we look at a woman and she has strong legs and thick thighs and strong looking feet and curvy this and curvy that and muscular this or whatever, just on a natural tone. I'm not saying nothing like gym related, nothing super crazy. These are traits that are attractive to a man because it goes, oh, you know, not only can she hold my child and keep it warm, keep it safe from say blah blah blah, but these are also attributes that will help make warriors stronger versions of me. Like, men only want themselves to be better, and if they don't want their children to be better than them, then they're probably bitches, to be honest with you. If you don't want your child to be stronger than you, if you don't want your child to be smarter than you, if you don't want your child to be happier than you, if you don't want your child, now it doesn't say, I'm not saying we're not talking about what your child wants. Your child, we're not. Anybody coming up in the world understands that the biggest blessing in the world is pure guidance until you get to a point where you can make your own decisions. Children can't make their own decisions. It just is what it is, especially in the world that we live in now. We live in a world that's fucked up and crazy, but I'm not here to talk about that. But what I'm saying is, when you want your children to be better than you, and say it better is different upon said person. When you want your children to be better, that's a honorable and a genetically wanted thing. I think people are probably disgusted when they have children and they look at their children and they see the most horrible versions of themselves that they didn't even go down. And I think that's heartbreaking. And I think nobody really truly wants to see that. But I never been a parent. So I can't say, but I could only speak of experience, but also understand life is a journey. You know, some people are what they are, and some people are late bloomers into waking up and then being something. So, giving up or pulling the plug on somebody, I can't speak on that. That's not my expertise. But what I will say is that I myself, I've been me ever since day one. So, chances are you're going to be you ever since day one. Now, you will have epiphanies that makes you more of you at different times of your life, which can drastically make you look different than the person you used to be. So that also can happen, but, yeah. But anyway, and again, another thing, man, that's one thing. Well, I'm not really here to talk about that. I'll say this: there's power, and there's a kingdom that can be created if directed and guided properly. And I think a lot of people today, or the communication ways of today, are not are weak. They're not as strong as they could be, and I don't believe that a lot of people have the opportunity, the resources, or the emotional aptitude to be able to relay properly their position, their stance, and to bond with others. And it's not just a relationship or making a child, even friendships is sometimes. So I think that comes with a whole nother set of healing, basically putting yourself in a place where you are receptive to aligning yourself, of being able to receive what's correct and what's being given to you, rather than being misled or just misunderstanding things. And sometimes there is no misunderstanding. Sometimes it's just a complete lack of acknowledging, or just, of respect, or whatever the case may be. So sometimes just ties in themselves are just not strong enough to even have a bond in certain areas, or an understanding in certain areas. And that in itself is very heartbreaking, because it's like those things are only usually shown once things are very, deeper than before, or whatever the case may be. I definitely do believe in a nation where it's not even a nation. I don't want to talk about like I'm a nationalist or some shit, but like I just believe in a time, moments where people can put and invest in things that don't turn upside down on them, where humanity doesn't have to be the stock system. It could be way more reliable, or a guarantee yes, than the stock system ever has been. And I think that's something that needs to get back, honestly. I think a lot of people are untrustworthy. Not untrustworthy. I think a lot of people are untrusting of people. And I think that in that it makes them untrustworthy, even though they don't want to be. But I think that due to the fear, it makes people act in sporadic ways, making decisions where they run away, or they basically run away or detach or distance themselves at certain areas once people, whatever the case may be. And I think that not a lot of people have been treated properly once they've put their feelings, their thoughts, or just who they are and what they're about down over time. There's a lot of people that feel used, a lot of people that feel abused, a lot of people that are tired, a lot of people that don't believe, a lot of people that don't want, a lot of people that fear, a lot of people that are recovering, and just sometimes it doesn't always have to be a jaded world. Um, and that's basically one thing I would love to understand and see. I just know we live in a world where there isn't root growing and investing in things that literally transform into butterflies. And I'm not saying you have to be with anybody and everybody all in forever all the time. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is just that, like, um, we live in a prophylactic, spirited type world today. Like everything is with a condom on. Like it's like everything is like what I mean by that is like everything is a halfway connection from the get, or everything is something with a stipulate. Like it's hard to explain, but like the world is just different now. But I still believe that people can still believe in people, and I think that people deserve people, and I think that a lot of people want that fantasy, and it's that exact fantasy that they can give and receive, but it doesn't have to be a fantasy at all. Um, Men again, I definitely say your seed. You know, um, we live in a world where court systems give your growing sperm to the person that you made your child with, to the person that you put your child in, to the person that you put you in, because that's you. Every day you walk around with your nuts. You put you into somebody else so that you could live longer and forever. We live in a system that will take you from you. So therefore, when you grow up, you know nothing about what you used to be and what you used to be and how you used to whatever. Even though you talk like you, whatever, just like your daddy, but it's like you don't have that connection with who you are. So you grow up lost because you don't have a scientific game plan, because the last scientist of the version that you were, you didn't even get their script, their game plan. You didn't get what they left for you. You didn't get their notes. You didn't get their work. You didn't get their, you know. So you have to start over from scratch if you have the opportunity to even do so, because sometimes you might get caught up in life so fast and so swift that you'll be somebody that you shouldn't even be, that you would have never been in the first place if you knew the game plan that you would have started off from before, that lets you know who you were from day one, rather than being a 30 something or 40 something year old whatever trying to undo habits and undo whatever to recreate who you want to be, and in a time frame where people just don't look or believe in you to do it. So I think that there's a lot of men, a lot of black men that have lost time in prison, have lost time and emotions, have lost time to grow with women, time to grow emotionally and experience different cuisine, different cafes, different fashions. A lot of black men have just been taken, a lot of growth has just been taken away from men to develop into beings of what they like and what they don't like, to understand who they are. And a lot of them don't understand that a lot of that is taken away because of a system, really. And the system can really take a man away from his own self. And the men today cannot fight the system for their own children. They can't take their arms, take their fists, and break down podiums and break down steel bars and break down law books and pick their children up and take them to places where they're gonna build a house and put them in there without SWAT teams and other wanted to be ordered because you're being persecuted. You're not in a place of land of any free. You can't go anywhere, choose a land and try to no. They're gonna try to charge you for it and tax you on the land. So in so many ways, there's so many things against people, but people don't see it. And in so many ways, men have been stripped of their nature. Like you can't try none of this with any animal in nature, or they're gonna die protecting their young. You can't go up to a mother giraffe and take her whatever away because you don't feel that she should be feeding her whatever that fruit at that tree, and you feel that you could be a better caregiver than that. They're gonna try to stump the shit out of your head if you ever walk up and try to take her baby giraffe from her, or try to take a mother giraffe baby from her because you feel she should be giving the baby some other than honey or something. Whatever the case may be, you will get murdered, or they're gonna die in the process. So it's like humans today, we live in a society where we're civilized, we're docile. You let people take your children away from you. But also, in the same token, you play a game that doesn't even allow you to win. So you're rigged on a game that doesn't allow you to win. And it hurts you yourself. All right, we back. I was saying, and it hurts you yourself as a man when you can't provide your children, with the resources, the mindset, the vocabulary, whatever the case may be, the skills, whatever it could be to make it to the next level. That hurts you as a man, that in itself. FYI, I had said some things and the recording went out because I went past my time, but I got a whole new segment, so don't worry about it. But not to mention, it's a lot. I don't wanna make it seem like I'm in a complaining state, but what I'm saying is just that things were different when men had more of a hand in their own destiny. Things are different when men lived and died for what they lived for. I think men today, the way they live is through a paycheck. I don't think men really truly live through real creation. I think man has been bamboozled. I think majority of men, if there were stipulations on when to have sex as an adult male, as far as every adult male knew how to shelter themselves in natural environments, knew how to conjure clean, pure drinking water, as well as knowing how to generate warmth and an atmosphere to grow themselves as well as children. I think if we looked at a list of things that what makes, whatever said for, a checklist for sex, men of today, we wouldn't be able to cross off on a lot of those lines, which is very sad when you think about it, because it's very bold to have sex. And a lot of people don't think about this, so maybe it's just me. But it's very bold to have sex and to rely and depend on that grocery store having those items in that door every time you walk in and you put your child's life on the fact that that store and that business is open. You put your children's existence. And the reason I say that is because, like, majority of Americans or people are unarmed. And even if they are unarmed, if they come into contact with arms, they don't really usually know how to operate in a mastering way. Don't know how to make bow and arrows. Aren't thrifty with making swords, or whatever the case may be. So even making boats to be to travel on water, we're not even talking about spaceships or planes. These are the bare necessities that you would have to, encumbrance to come. If you live on land and the weather changes on the land and you have to move and migrate to different areas or whatever, or just living off the land and being free, you'd have to know how to travel over water and things. And basically what I'm saying is we will go through that checklist and a lot of people would not be able to have sex. And when you look at women and you look at what, and mind you, I haven't even talked about women. I was just talking about men. When you look at how us as a species, men and women, the sexes went down. Women don't really require too much of those self-generating skills to father, or what genetics they, or story or journey or kingdom they would love to be a part of. I don't think sometimes it's not even viewed that way anymore. It used to be, in so many ways, family and togetherness was so different that usually once a woman was with a man, I ain't gonna say her whole life or anything of that nature. I mean, don't get me wrong. But usually she would be engulfed or taken away by him and his family in so many ways. She wouldn't really be around her family. I mean, she would be able to. I'm not saying we taking women away from their family or anything, but I'm saying usually as her last name would change, or she would be in a whole nother set of a dominion energy line, rather than her family and her father, and it taken away from what that was. So that's just a natural thing. Women are usually taken away and swept away into the family of the men that they're with. And that's the kingdom that they're in. That's why if you look at all storylines, it's the same way as people going to war in, blah, 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 say a version. 1 second. Oh, by the way, this here is that, by the way, podcast. And we just chilling. We chilling. And, I just want to be here for y'all. You already know. Bubblehead time. Let's get it. Yeah. That's a good bubblehead. That's decent. So, here I go. Man, step your game up. Let's get it, man. I'll say this. I'm solution based. So I say detach from everything. Get away where you need to meditate. Get away away from everybody, everything. Go to a place where you can clear your mind. Go to a place that's silent, quiet. Hear that silence. Feel yourself. Know what it is. See the things that you need for yourself. Envision them in your eyes and your mind. Get those together. See them continuously. And then unlearn all the things that you've learned. And it's for certain people, not all people. Some people it's going to be very hard, damn near impossible, because the wave of the frequency is very strong in them. The repetitiveness of it has created a wave that has a force it's like a vine or a root that's been nutriated. That's a word I use, or watered or mineralized or just, so it's grown. In order to ungrow, you have to not feed it anymore. To not feed what you feed a lot is going to be very hard, but it is doable. But you have to be mindful of what it is that you want to do. But I believe I'm not on my own on this notion. I do believe that a lot of people can get to where they want to be without being savages, without being mindless, and without being wrapped up in game plans that you didn't plan. I think it's time to mastermind. I think it's time to put on our gods and become more of a creator in our lives. I think we have to be aware of our passiveness. We have to be aware of where we lack. We have to be aware of where what is our weak shoulders. Whether you know how to clean artillery, manage artillery, whether you know how to manage machinery, whether you don't, whatever the case may be, knowing where you lack is knowing where you need to go. And I think it's time to rebuild ourselves on all levels. Rebuild our body, rebuild our mind, learn how to fly planes, learn how to make magnets. I don't give a fuck what it is. Black men need to be more because our children have to be more. Our children have to learn more. They're not going to learn it in schools. They're not going to learn it in whatever. As black men, we are slaves. Mentally, we are slaves. So mentally, we have to understand if we are slaves, we have to use our slaveness to our advantage. And you're enslaved to English. You know no other language. So it's time to learn new languages. We have to open up our minds. We have to be in other conversations. We have to be more absorbent than we ever have in our entire being. And I believe that as black men, we need to be speaking Mandarin with our babies. We need to be speaking Spanish with our babies. In opportunities where I don't care if it's other black men, and we got groups where men can take all their children on boats that yachts, whatever the case that may be, where children can learn to see other places, experience other livings, or just live in other places and around the globe, because being stuck in a concrete jungle is not safe for children, nor is it safe for their mind, nor is it safe for their spirit. It will diminish who they can be. It will turn them into people that they shouldn't be, and it will give them habits that they don't need. And you can't grow in the concrete jungle anyway, because scientifically, they don't tell you this, but it's extremely bad on your health to even walk on cement, let alone run on it. So let that sink in. But anyway, I want more for my children. But see, my children will come into a world where it's a world. And the world is the way the world is now, but I need to change it, right? It's not my opportunity. It's not my responsibility to stress myself out about it, but I will put my seeds and my visions and my fantasies and my dreams out so that others can see and have things to see and goals to hit or things to even put as his mark, so that what they work on could be a reality for what my children could be born into as well. Because it's like, you know, I may be one man, but I'm one man with one voice with 1,000 vibrations. 1,000 on 1,000 on 1,000 on 1,000 vibrations. And I'm pretty sure that I have to hit every mark every time. I admit I'm an energy myself, and I'm pretty sure I'm a flame. I already said I'm a fire, so it just goes as what it goes. But more importantly, I want you all to be cool out there. We're always gonna have a heavy talk, but it's only when needed. You know, we need a resurgence, and I believe it's time, and we're gonna get it. So, as always, this here is that by the way podcast. This your host, Mr. Bush. You already know. And I always say, if you do want to support, you can definitely do so via PayPal. Everything is accepted graciously and more than you'll ever know. You can definitely do so via PayPal at Wickush, WICKUSH. Again, that's via PayPal at Wickush, WICKUSH. All right, yeah. I think I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here, even though I'm not getting out of here. I'm just, chilling with y'all, There was some I want to, actually I want to give a couple musical shout outs. It's not even shout outs, just people who been on my radar lately. I probably said this before. Shout out to Currency. I like his movement. I like his focus, and I like what he puts into his art. I respect it, and I see it. More importantly, Currency been on this grind for a minute, and low key and high lock, getting to where he need to be and hitting his marks. So shout out to Currency. I was also gonna say shout out to this dude named Rob49. Yeah, he's pretty decent. I mean, I like around 49. I actually heard him from Currency Project. So shout out to them fellas. Who else musically can I get some props to? I don't know. I really don't. I really don't know who I've been listening to lately that's been like, yeah, I don't know right now. But yeah, shout out to them fellas for right now. I definitely come out with some more people. I mean, I listen to music all the time, like all the time. So there's nothing to it. I just sometimes when I'm in my more creative state, I try to stay more to my own art. But there's sometimes where there's music that stimulates me and gets me going too. So it is what it is. But yeah. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. Y'all keep your head up. Y'all keep your hearts up. As always, send this to 11 people. Let's continue to grow. Let's get it. We're gonna get a deal. We're gonna get a deal. Yeah, we're gonna get a deal. I treat this very, like my baby. I care about you all. And I never want to tarnish this. Like even the deals and the things that will come in the future, I want to make sure they're right. I want to make sure they're aligned with shit. What the fuck I'm saying, really? Honestly, like, yeah. So, don't forget Harataki, y'all. Harataki Get you some Herataki. Clean out your system. Get your body right. Get your mind right. You know, you know, yeah, definitely check it out. I will say, for all intensive purposes and all this other stuff, check it out. Do your research. It is a herb. Everybody responds to herbs and everything differently, but as long as your body is aligned somewhat right, you should be okay. But I'm not your physician and all that other stuff. But Haritaki has done wonders for me. So definitely check it out. Yeah, just want to see you all at your best. At your best, that's all. Meanwhile, as I stated before, I'm going to get out of here. Anything else I should say? Should I end it now, or should I give y'all like a little verse? Y'all want a verse? Y'all want a verse? Like, I don't know if y'all want a verse or not. Y'all seem like y'all mess with my verses, so maybe I can give y'all something. I don't know. Or maybe I should just end it. Should I just end it? I'll end it right now if you want me to. You want me to end it? All right, cool. I'm in it. All right, cool. This is that, by the way, by the way. Uh, all right, cool. I'll give you a verse. Fuck it. Uh, Here we go. Uh, I close my eyes and I talk to people, but they not ghosts. They just awesome people. They still alive. I'm still high off the blunt when I get to figure out all these situations. Sometimes I'm like contemplating. I don't want to doubt. I just want to plate it. If it's on a plate, then it's time to eat. Most of these just kind of sweet. Sweet and sour, just the sauce you squeeze. Sometimes it's like all you see. Sometimes it's like all you need. Some people, they'll lose their life. Most people, they'll lose their fight. I just want to free myself from the persecution of not knowing who the person who is. I got to do it, but you cannot not do it stupid. I don't ever want to be ruthless, but if I have to be, then I'm hatching the bushwick in it like that's the specialty. Hit with spatulas. Actually, that's the faculty. Sometimes these people be too flatulent. I be asking. Only thing I want to do is just ask my seed that I lay something down so you can awesomely see, awesomely bleed. Maybe you should not crawl and retreat. Vibe fuck. Let's get it. Peace.